Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott, I'm the Emperor of Stomaria, and today I want to go through how Stomaria is going to be expanding its territorial empire through annexation. Now, I've spoken many times in the past about how important it is for micronations like Stomaria to be able to acquire private freehold land that can be utilised and developed in order to advance the values and achieve the objectives of that micronation. And when I'm talking about micronations like Stomaria, I'm talking about micronations that are looking to go out there and build real-world communities with their own cultural identities, that are looking to reduce reliance on and contributions to the macronations that they're a part of through legal and legitimate means, establishing trade networks with micronations that share a similar outlook and a similar vision to themselves, and trying to build a community that's looking to achieve greater levels of self-determination, again through legal and legitimate means. And this is why acquiring private freehold land is important. Simply claiming land, like claiming a public park or the moon or entire cities or fictional planets or whatever else, this is pointless for micronations that are looking to do what we're looking to do. Because you can't dig up a public park and start, planting potatoes. You can't start chopping down the trees at your neighbour's house. You can't install solar panels on the moon. It's pointless claiming land in that way. And so I wanted to talk more about the process in which you can acquire private freehold land, because the most obvious solution is obviously to purchase it, and this is what Stomaria has done recently. And for the longest time, Stomaria was described, even by ourselves, and especially by ourselves, as a conceptual project, because we hadn't acquired that private freehold land. Now, that changed a few weeks ago when we purchased Southwood, which is one of the territories that, one of the plots that makes up the Kingdom of Wayward. We purchased that from them, and they've taken these funds along with other funds, and they're going to be purchasing land elsewhere. Now, Southwood is going to become our first protectorate, in that it is directly owned by the imperial family of Stomaria, but it is governed by the highest authority of another micronation, in this case, King Raoul of the Kingdom of Wayward. They're going to be moving their operations further north. That's going to be their main hub, but they are going to still be utilising Southwood for their southerly operations, if you like, in addition to the things that we have planned for Southwood in particular. But all that aside, purchasing private freehold land is but one avenue which you can go down. Another avenue you can go down in the United Kingdom, I can't speak of other places of the world, but in the United Kingdom, there is a process in which you can acquire private freehold land through something called adverse possession. Now, this is a legal term in which unregistered plots of land in the United Kingdom can be utilised by a particular individual over the course of a period of time. I believe it's 12 years. And if they can prove that they've been utilising that land without the owner's permission, because they don't know who the owner is, then they can actually have that plot registered in their name. Now, this is the closest thing I think you can get to what you might call annexation in micronational terms, in that you're not purchasing the land, you are acquiring land without anyone's approval to do so, aside from, obviously, when you make the application, they will go, yes, you've been using this land for 12 years, no one's challenged it, no one's approached us, we can't find who actually owns the land, we can't find who's purchased it in the past and all the rest of it, so this land is now yours. And this is something that Stomaria is in the process of doing. We have identified an unregistered plot of land, we are going to be utilising that land, and in the fullness of time we're going to put in an application through adverse possession, through annexation if you like, and it will be incorporated into Stomaria's empire as another territory. And I think the reason I wanted to make this video is mainly because I wanted to highlight this, in particular to Micronations in the British Isles, but I suppose Micronations elsewhere in the world as well, if they have the same sort of rules or regulations. I couldn't say for certainty. But it could be a long-term way to acquire private freehold land legally and legitimately without actually having to buy it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of time investment in that, and there is obviously a great deal of risk, because on your 11th year, the owner of that land, if there is one, might register it in their name, or they might say, what are you doing here? And then all of a sudden everything's blown out of the water. You know, you've invested 11 years of your time utilising land that you will now never have possession of. So there is that to think about. But if you've got nothing to lose by utilising that land, if you can prove that you've been utilising it for 12 years, then, you know, it could be a way that Micronations without significant capital can acquire small plots of land. So again, it's just something I want to highlight to the wider community, if you like. It's something that Stomaria itself is going to be in the process of doing, or is in the process of doing. But yeah, I think that I just wanted to highlight that for everyone else's benefit, in case they weren't already aware. In fact, I think one of the better examples of a micronation outside of Stomaria that does this would be one of our trade partner and an external ally, the Kingdom of Athua, who are currently in the process, if they haven't already done it, I think they might still be in the process of doing it, but they are actually registering an island in their name, which is situated in between two rivers. They can trace their usage of that particular island back to their childhoods. So they have a strong case, I suppose, of that land being utilised by them. And so they're in the process of doing that. And if that is the case, it'll be quite extraordinary to think that an island in between two rivers has been acquired by a micronation without having to purchase it. And we're going to be doing the same thing, not with an island, but with an unregistered plot of land. And so, again, I just wanted to highlight this to the wider community, just in case it's something that other people had thought about doing or are in the process of doing themselves. So if you wanted to become a part of the Stomarian community, then please feel free to do so through our Patreon campaign, the link of which I shall leave in the description below as always. You can also find the details of the other micronations that form a part of Stomaria or otherwise affiliated with Stomaria in the description below as well. But otherwise, if you did enjoy this video, then please feel free to give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.